railway power supply, and this unit gives 16 volts, 20 volts for the Elite digital railway controller. So today I'm going to open this up. I've already removed the screws, and we're going to check this over. The first job I need to do is to move this transformer this way slightly, as it's too near to the components on the back. I've already taken the screws out, so I want to move it forward to about there, so the gap there is much safer. So as I said, I've already taken the screws out, so let's move this transformer. There we are. Now I will unsolder it and remove it completely while I check this unit out. I've also noticed, if I zoom in, there are two tantalum capacitors there, so I think I'll replace those. Also, just here there's a couple of older capacitors. I think I'll replace those. I will unsolder the transformer, move that out the way, have a look what value these tantalums are and replace those, and see how we go from there on. This wasn't a very neat build. As I say, I built this back in about 2009, 10, something like that, when I built the model railway and mounted that onto the ceiling. Here is the circuit. Not sure how clear that is. It's quite a simple circuit. You have the transformer, bridge rectifier, etc. And then it comes to a 15 volt regulator, and then goes through two power transistors, and also on the output we have a thyristor. And what happens there is that if there's a short, it cuts the unit off. So I shall put this circuit at the end of the video. I haven't actually got a date on this, but I'm sure it was about 2009, 2010. So let's now remove this transformer, unsolder this transformer. This is one transformer that I rewound to get the right voltage and double the size of the secondary winding, because this does give out about 5 to 6 amps. So when we get round to testing this, I will load it. I will now unsolder the transformer. Let's see how easy this is to unsolder. These are large contacts. I'm not sure if this soldering iron will be hot enough for these. Yes, it's unsoldered that one okay. Let's do this one. That's the two mains unsoldered. I noticed that there's no fuse on the main side, although there is a fuse in the 13 amp plug. Maybe I should put another fuse in, but I don't think I'll worry at this stage. Okay, that's the transformer removed. We'll put that to one side. Now I've got easy access to the rest of the unit. So let's have a look at these tantalum capacitors and see what value they are. Very difficult to see. Need to get the magnifier on that. It's a 10 microfarad at 25 volts. So I'm not sure if it needs to be 25 volts, but let's see what I have. I have found a couple of 10 microfarad at 50 volts, camera is not focusing, I don't think, on them, but there we are. So I shall replace those, and then we'll see what I need to replace next. Okay, I have now replaced those two tantalums. You can see there and there. They have got 0.1 microfarad caps across those as well. So those are 10 mics at 50 volts. Now I'll turn attention to this one just here. That's a very old cap. That's 100 microfarad. Let me see what I've got there. That's 25 volts. What have I got? That's only 16 volts. Have I got a 25 volt working? Okay, I have found a 100 microfarad at 25 volts, and I have tested it with my capacitance tester. It was a capacitance tester, or should I say it is a capacitance tester built from the circuit from Mr. Carlson's labs. So if you want a good capacitance tester, visit Mr. Carlson's lab. Anyway, let's change this cap out. Okay, that cap has been replaced. Camera's not quite focused on that. But anyway, that's replaced now. So now I can turn my attention to mounting the transformer. I need to drill 2 fresh holes, and I think it's about 10 or 12 mil more forward. So let me find that capacitance can be thrown out. Let me find a drill for that. I have now drilled 2 fresh holes, so let's remount the transformer. I will have to solder the primary on first. Otherwise I won't be able to do it while it's in. So let's put a bit of fresh solder on there. that's it. So now I can mount the transformer. The transformer is now fitted back in, so all that needs to be done now is to give it a test and load it up, test the voltages, and it will now be ready to run the railway. These are the two power transistors on the back, covered with plastic covers to isolate them, as there is voltage on them. So that's it. So catch you later on testing the unit and see how it performs. I did adjust a resistor off camera, which is the one, I don't think you'll be able to see it, it's there, which adjusts the voltage on the circuit. It is that resistor there, so I adjusted that to give the 16 volts out. So now if I switch this on, I have a meter here, you can just see it, 1605 volts, and here I have my resistor load, and if I bring this meter here, I think, yes, you can see that. I bring the load over here, so there's 0.7 amps and it's dropped to 15.7 volts, and I can say that the meter on here is pretty accurate. You can just see that. We come on that one, 2 amps, and you can see on the left it's 2.1, but the voltage is dropped to 15.4 at 2 amps. That's not really a problem. I would have expected that. But the meter on the front of this unit is pretty accurate. Let's go to 3.5 amps. It's dropped to 14.9. So that is absolutely fine. it drops a volt at 3.5 amps. That is no problem whatsoever. So there we have it. My model railway power supply. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I will now put the top on the fit this back together. So there we have it. My model railway power supply. And that can now go back into service. So I hope you found this video interesting, and please subscribe to the channel, it really does help, and click on the like button, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.